He don't got no business even in my conversation.
At all.
I'm a champion. Where you at?
The only champion in the DMV.
The fight between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach Jr. is almost here, but there's a twist. Lamont Roach is facing off as a tank. Reports say that the fight could be put off. Many sources say there is a 50-50 chance that the fight will be moved, probably because of worries about Houston's Toyota Center, which was supposed to be the site. Even so, Lamont Roach is still getting criticized, and Tank is dealing with fans who see this as a trash fight. Both of them are champions, but Garcia is the challenger in this case. Then Rafael said on X a few hours ago that this battle might not happen at all. On the venue's website, December 14th is listed as an open date, but the Davis-Roach fight is not on it. The webpage for the venue has an open schedule for December 14th, but the Davis-Roach fight isn't there. As the question grows, the two warriors get more and more angry. Both of them are eager for a win that will cement their places in boxing history. With 30 wins and no losses, Tank is one of the best boxers in the world right now. 28 of his wins came by knockout. This is his second big fight of 2024. His first was in June, when he knocked out Frank Martin. As of January 25th, Lamont Roach Jr. had won 25 games and lost 10. In this fight, Merritt Roach is not the underdog. In fact, he beat Fergal McCrory easily to win his class this year in Washington, D.C. Moving up to Davis's lightweight division is a huge challenge that could either take Roach's career to new heights or show that Davis is unbeatable in the ring.
They're both champions, but in this case, Garcia is the challenger. Oh,
Davis and Roach already know each other. In fact, this fight in December is their third in the ring, but their first as professionals. They've known each other since 2011, when they were both still teens and competing on the amateur circuit. The first time they fought was at a regional junior Olympics event. Things got heated, points were taken away, and the tension rose. At first, they fought at a regional junior Olympics competition, which led to heated arguments, lost points, and higher tensions. Both fighters thought they deserved to win, so the score kept going back and forth. After their first fight, they played again at the Nationals, and Davis won again, this time by a score of 14-6. Roach has said in public that he didn't think Davis deserved to win that time. Davis has been better than Roach for years and has won 2 world titles. Roach thinks it's time to show that he can beat Davis.
Instagram-based backing or anything like that. I earned my stripes the hard way, worked my way up to win a world title.
Since their last fight as amateurs, Roach has had a great career. Davis was already in the news because he turned pro early and quickly moved up in the lightweight division, but Roach stayed an amateur for a longer time. He won the National Golden Gloves in 2013, after Davis had won it the year before. In Baltimore, Davis and Roach were in charge, ruled the scenes in their own areas. This rivalry between native groups gives the fight more depth, as fans from both groups want to back the hero from their own community. Davis has a great record, but Roach thinks Davis's style has gotten better since he was a beginner. He is now a well-trained fighter who focuses on power and technique.
We're talking payday, and Tank is now giving another brother. He just gave Frank Martin an opportunity. He's giving another brother an opportunity to see if he can beat him, but also make some career-changing money. We all got to be excited for what Tank is doing for the sport of boxing in terms of feeding families in boxing, and the fights will come. And if they don't come, let's just enjoy the fighter that Tank is and what he is.
His records back him up, and his most recent fight finished in an amazing 8 rounds of no contest. But Davis's strength has grown very quickly, especially on the professional tour. He is known for ending fights quickly, as he has 28 knockouts. Roach will need to counter that if he wants to go the distance right now.
But I was asking Father, like, when you gonna shut social media down? That's what everybody want to know.
Yeah,
because there's so much chatter, man. I know you gotta get focused.
I'm focused though. That's what I'm saying. It's like it's regular. It's not like this. Obviously, it's to a different degree because of who I'm fighting, and due to the fact that a lot of people might not know me outside of like hardcore boxing fans. So that's the thing. But that don't deteriorate me. None of these people are outside with.
Davis knows that Roach is sure of himself and has done well in the past, but it doesn't stop him. Davis is known as one of the most dangerous punchers in boxing because he has gotten stronger and more accurate since becoming a professional. Respect and competition are both present in this clash, which makes it more interesting. Davis is more than just a lightweight winner. He knows he's a star. He can tell the difference between the teenage Tank he fought more than 10 years ago and the unstoppable knockout artist Davis has become. However, Roach is not just looking. He is ready to get in the ring and show that he is ready to fight. Because they have a history together, respect each other, and are both growing as professionals, this conflict is personal, and the stakes could not be higher. In addition to their official fights, the two fighters have sparred together, which makes them more familiar and makes them dislike each other even more. Roach has a good memory of the training. He remembers that the young Tank was a good fighter, but not the knockout artist he is now. Roach also remembers how fans have long argued about their amateur fights. A video of their fight in 2011 is on YouTube. When Roach thought back to those days, he laughed off a few of the calls, saying that they both had points taken away, which USA Boxing looked into. Still, he got an at-large bid to the Nationals, where he fought Davis again in the title match. The current stakes are high because of these contests and the close calls that happen. That fight left both of them with a bad taste in their mouths, and neither of them wants to take any chances in December. For fans, the most interesting question is whether Roach can keep up with Davis's speed. At the time, Davis wasn't known as a knockout expert, and Roach was seen as the power puncher. Both of those things have changed since then. When they get into the ring, Roach will have to deal with Davis's renowned knockout power, which he rates as world-class. Roach seems ready for the task because he says he wants to show Davis and the world what he can do right now. Davis thinks that every fight and blow is a message to his followers and opponents. Every time he fights, he gets stronger, and he's beat some of the toughest names in lightweight fighting. Roach, on the other hand, says, "I know what I'm capable of, and I'm one of them."
Is that the right opponent for Tank?
I don't know why everybody is kind of sleeping on Lamont, but he has a decorated amateur career too. He's a very steady kid. He's very skilled. Tank is Tank. You know, and when I say Tank is Tank, I mean like he's a bad man. He can fight. He's tough. I know we had our dispute back and forth or whatever, but at the end of the day, if we talk about just boxing, he's a good fighter, and I look forward to watching that fight.
Is this a pay-per-view fight though? Would you buy it?
I bought any fight that Tank has had pay-per-view, and I think that Lamont Roach is worth watching. I think that this fight is going to be...
Some people said that the fight put Roach down above other top fighters, but those other top fighters have reacted, with Shakur leading the way. Shakur Stevenson has made it clear that he doesn't think Lamont Roach will lose his next fight against Gervonta Davis. Shakur has been around the lightweight circuit for a long time and knows what happens when a contender is given up too soon. Since Roach moved up to 135 pounds, he'll be fighting Tank at his best weight, which is where Davis has dominated every opponent he's faced. But Shakur sees Roach as more than just another enemy that he needs to beat. This guy brings something new to the ring, maybe even more than the fans are ready for.
His hometown, the nation's capital. Please give a huge DNV welcome to your current reigning and defending WBA Super Featherweight Champion of the world, Lamont the Reaper Roach.
A lot of people are interested in how strong the Tank is, but Shakur says this fight is about more than just strength. Shakur says Tank is a tough opponent who fights differently than Frank Martin, Tank's last opponent. Martin was knocked out by Davis in the 8th round, which shook up the division. Shakur is making it clear, though, that Roach won't fold in the same way. He thinks of Lamont as someone who can handle a lot of stress and bring a strategic method to the ring. Roach's record, especially his most recent fights, shows how persistent he is and how his style is changing. Shakur likes how Roach's journey to the top of the super featherweight division is a journey of change. It was a big deal to beat Hector Garcia and win the title. Garcia was a good winner, but Roach did so well that he won the belt by a split decision. That fight showed how flexible Roach was, how well he could change to different speeds, and how eager he was to fight back when he was challenged. Shakur knows how hard it is to beat a champion like Garcia. He also knows how intense Garcia is and how Roach's fire grows as he moves up in weight class.
This is the blueprint. You work your plan and you work and you plan your work. And he's been doing that. He's gotten better since the loss. Sure, he's gotten bigger. He's gotten stronger. So hats off to them. They put themselves in the position for a payday. That's what this is all about. It's called prize fighting.
Yeah.
During Roach's first title defense, the story kept going. He put pressure on Feargal McCrory and made it clear what he wanted to do before beating him in the 8th round. Shakur thinks that Roach's success shows that he is ready to do what it takes to get the job done. For someone like McCrory to be stopped, they need to be smart, skilled, and tough. They can't just coast. That's how Roach is going to coach Davis in Houston, and Shakur doesn't think the Tank or his team should ignore it. Shakur's point of view also brings up the question of style. Davis is known for having a lot of power, and most of his fights end in knockouts. He is known as one of the best punchers in the sport thanks to his 30-0 record and 28 knockouts. But strength alone isn't always enough, especially if the other person is technical and used to going through tough rounds. Roach is being talked to by Shakur. Shakur agrees that Roach has a unique style that isn't afraid of big people or important events. Into his own way, not caring about big names or important events. Shakur knows what it's like to be different or to go into battle when everyone else thinks they already know what will happen. Roach shows another side of a great fighter who hasn't quite hit his best yet.
Baltimore guys don't like each other. You know what I mean? So, it was the DC guy that I got into it with.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So one of the older guys named Dana, he basically told me chill out.
DC and Baltimore don't fuck with each other.
Yeah, they don't. One thing about it, the city going.
This fight isn't just between a Tank and a smaller champion on the rise. It's also between a Tank and a fighter who has changed, grown, and gotten through hard times. Shakur has more than just a surface level of understanding. Fans are interested in Davis's highlights, strength, and perfect record, but Shakur wants them to learn more about Roach to see what he brings to the table. It wasn't easy for Roach to go from being a top amateur boxer to a super featherweight. Shakur believes that Roach will handle Tank's anger in a way that he has been trained to do so. Additionally, Roach has learned how to be in charge even when the power isn't fully his. It's hard to miss the fact that Shakur and Davis have been getting ready for a possible fight. Fans can't wait for the fight, but Shakur doesn't think Tank will be able to beat Roach first. Fans and critics alike hold Shakur and Tank in high regard as two of the best wrestlers in the world. They have been working together for a while now. Shakur's words almost seem like a message to Tank that he knows what's going on in his division. If he's right and Roach turns out to be harder than expected, Tank may have a harder time in the future, especially if he has to fight Shakur over unification.
Davis, is it just boxing beef or is it real beef? and if so, where did it originate from? I know it's a longer story, but just,
Yeah, I mean,
whatever you can share.
It's kind of bigger than boxing, I guess you could say, because the history and everything that went on. It's hard to even speak on it just because of the fact that we got to fight. So at the end of the day,
you feel that's gonna happen?
Yeah, I know it's gonna happen. I'm the best, he the best. So you got two guys.
He respects Roach's achievements and knows that Roach will take advantage of the chance if Davis looks past him. He has seen fighters get it wrong before, and it never ends well. He thinks that Tank will be let down if he goes into this fight, hoping for an easy night. Many people thought Shakur would easily beat his opponents, but he had to work harder to win. Roach has done the same thing, which is why Shakur thinks he is a real threat. Eddie Hearn has said the same thing. Hearn knows that Lamont Roach is a good boxer, but he also knows that fans are upset about the matchup. Many people thought Davis would fight a bigger or better-known opponent because he had a perfect record and could knock out opponents with ease. But Hearn is eager to support Roach and shed light on parts of this battle that a casual viewer might not understand.
And because people don't know Lamont, he's not as powerful, they think he can't fight, but Lamont can fight. And he got a hell of a pedigree, 7-time national champion, and he's tough. He can fight.
Absolutely, I 100% agree. Where do you feel like Tank feels as far as not getting the Lomachenko fight, not being able to secure the Shakur fight? Do you think it's frustrating for him not to be able to get these?
One of Hearn's main points is that the way people have been reacting to the fight is unfair. Tank is known as one of the most dangerous fighters in the business. But Roach isn't as well known, which is why some fans have already given up on the fight before it even starts. But Hearn makes it clear, Roach's lack of fame doesn't mean Davis will easily win this fight. Lamont Roach is a good fighter, Hearn says, adding that he thinks many people don't give Roach credit for how good he is. Roach has shown that he is a very strong fighter. He is the super featherweight champion and is moving up in weight to fight Davis, who has been the lightweight champion for a long time. Hearn says that Roach's weight gain is common in boxing and that fighters who find new gear at a higher weight class can sometimes have a lot of success. Still, Roach has a huge problem to solve. Davis is a knockout artist who has won 21 straight fights by KO or TKO. Every opponent he faces is a huge unknown.
Announcement of the Gervonta Davis Roach fight.
I think that, he's had a lot of criticism, but it's not a bad fight. Lamont Roach is a world champion. He's smaller than Gervonta Davis. The problem is not many people are aware of who he is or his ability. But he can fight. I don't think it's a huge fight, but not a
Hearn isn't afraid to talk about the big problem that everyone else is ignoring. From a fighting point of view, the fight is good, but it's not the big showdown that many fans had hoped for. Fans thought Tank would fight a bigger name in the lightweight class, and Hearn can see why they are upset. The issue is that no one knows who Roach is, and because Tank is so famous in the sport, people want him in big fights, and this isn't one, according to Hearn. He also says that even though it doesn't have the star power of other possible matches, it's still a good fight for people who follow the sport closely. Some people are worried that this fight isn't as exciting and competitive as fans would like it to be. Some people think Tank picked an easier opponent to keep his perfect record safe. It's not entirely true that this is how it is seen, but Hearn does agree that the fight doesn't feel as important as one against Devin Haney or Shakur Stevenson. Fans were hoping Davis would fight another strong lightweight contender, but Roach is going up from 130 pounds to fight one of the strongest punchers in the game.
Surge into your direction because December 14th, y'all are going to be the centerpiece of the boxing universe.
Of course. It's a platform that I'm grateful to be on. Like I said, even though I work my way here, I think saying it's not far-fetched. Of course, that's what you have to do. Take advantage of the opportunities that you're given.
But Hearn gives Tank some information about why he made the choice he did at this point in his career. He said Davis didn't have a long list of top-level opponents ready to fight him. Politics in boxing, negotiating contracts, and fighters' schedules all play a role in how these fights happen. As Hearn asks, what were the available choices for the Tank? This shows how hard it is to make these confrontations happen. Fans may not have thought the Roach battle would be as exciting as it was, but it was probably the best choice for the Tank. In Roach's eyes, this fight is a huge chance. He is 29 years old and at the top of his game. Meeting a superstar like Davis could be a turning point in his career. And Hearn says that Roach is a smart and skilled fighter. And even though he's the underdog, there's always a chance that he'll surprise everyone. Roach is known for being tough. He has a strong chin and can handle being hurt. He has a small chance of making the fight close, at least in the early rounds, if he can handle Tank's early strength and take advantage of Davis's tendency to start fights slowly. Hearn is still reasonable about Roach's goals. It is very hard for him to win this battle because the odds are against him. Davis is very fast and strong, and he has often shown that he can end a fight with a single punch. If Roach wants to pull off an upset, he needs to play very well. But, as Hearn says, stranger things have happened in fighting. Roach might be able to take Tank deeper than most people think if he can use his skills to annoy Davis, throw him off, and keep him from taking big shots. This fight is very important for Davis to keep his momentum going. Right now, he's one of the sport's biggest draws, and fans always expect explosions when he steps into the ring. There may not be as much interest in this fight as there would be in a fight with Haney or Stevenson, but Davis can still show off his skills and add another knockout to his record. Hearn knows how important it is to put on shows that people will remember, and he thinks that this fight is still very important for Davis's future, even if fans didn't get what they wanted. But do you think the fight is really as good as they say it is? Feel free to leave your ideas below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more.